Start over. So, welcome everyone. Welcome to the Christ Letters. Um, Welcome those who are on TikTok drive tonight, those who are on YouTube, and those who are on Facebook. We're reading the Christ Letters, and if it's your first time hearing about the Christ Letters, they're available on YouTube. You could listen to them on my channel, and there's a recording of them also. And there is a PDF version of them. There's a book of these letters. These letters were, according to this author, was downloaded in this person, only known as Recorder, um, for us at this time to explain Christ's true message. Not what you read in the Bible, what it was meant, everything that went down. So if you read the Bible, it's important that you also read the Christ letters to understand Christ's ministry and why he came. Why he came. I know some people don't believe that Jesus came, but this these are the letters, and you have to read them for yourself. You are divine beings, you are um gods. You need to be able to discern what's truth and not stuff. The age of people telling you what to do, the age of sitting down and listening um for others interpretation and being all comfortable, it's work. Now is the time to work. When I came in, I was just thinking today, when I came into this enlightenment, I thought it was going to be, oh, all love and light. I thought it was going to be all love and light. No, it's not going to be all love and light. It's work. And the good part about it, we work on ourselves. We work on ourselves. That's the good part about it. Not on anyone else, but on ourselves. All right, so let's get into it and reading this Christ letter. And this part of the chapter 6 mainly is talking about, if you've been watching my channel, magnetic bonding and rejection impulses. That's what we call the ego. That's what this world is made up of. And if you hear me say it so many times, they be like, what deep ministry talking about? What is this magnetic bonding rejection? What is it? So we're going to go a little deeper into that tonight. Ah, oh, what's going on? I thought I shared. Share. Share. It's not sharing. Okay, stop. I think I have too much windows open. Okay, let's try sharing it again. Okay, there we are. Oh, yes. So everything is the mind, the mind, the mind, the mind. When someone says the mind is the battlefield, that's what we have to control, the mind. And I'm convinced these thoughts that we have, it's not necessarily ours. It's it's a compilation of our past, of our fears, of our weaknesses. I think I even read somewhere where it could be past lives. These thoughts that keep going and going and going. Everything that we see in our reality, it's all perception. It's all perception. Okay? It's perception. All right, so here we go. The mind is usually a bog, a quagmire of conflicting ideas. During stress, people may strive to focus on a life-giving affirmation or perception, but like a playful puppy tossing a paper bag filled with air, the thought is soon swept out of out of mind and the stressful thinking the person was trying to avoid as once again taken hold. And so it goes on in the mind back and forth until the person longs to escape this conflict. The mind is the battlefield. And this is just saying a lot of people use affirmations or perception, and affirmations are great. The affirmation I like best is I am responsible. That everyone should have a t-shirt that says that, because nothing outside of us affects us. Everything in our life, it's me, it's the man in the mirror. As far as perception, this is very important. I listen to debates, I listen to people talk about truth and all that. Everything, not everything, the things um, that we hold dear, most of the things is how we perceive them. It's how you perceive another person. That's not necessarily how that person are. We were taught, okay, if you feel a pain in your arm, it's so and so. That's perception. Our lives is full of perception. It's not reality. Our goal is to find out what reality is. And I hear some explanation of reality online. I'm like, people have to wake up. Even if you find my channel and you hear me talking about reality and perception, everyone have to go in that energy, that inner God, inner, and say, oh, I yourself, is this what this lady is saying? Show me, teach me. Universe, show me. That's where we're at. Your reality is who we truly are. All these visible things, all the outward things is perception. It's what we perceive that it is, and it's not necessarily that's what it is. You're looking at the computer right now and you're thinking you see this lady talking, and oh, that's a woman. This is I'm convinced this is has nothing to do with the real me, what the real me look like. This is just a bunch of lighting, electricity, magnetism, and how our realm is set up that gives me this form. Oh, but I'm solid. No, you're not solid. It's just a magnetism bonding. It's deep. And we can even go deeper than this, that this realm, some of us, it seems as if some of us is just perceived. The real us is within our somewhere, like our computer is, and it is projecting. And we're just like in the video game. That's how I see it all the time, where we pick an avatar and use that person to do whatever in the video game. This is our avatar. This is what I think. We live in a holographic universe. I really think we do. I really think we do. Okay. All right. So this mind is usually a bog of quagmire of ideas during stress. Person may strive to focus on a life-giving affirmation or perception. But like a playful puppy tossing paper bag filled with air, the thought is soon swept out of the mind, and the stressful thinking the person was trying to avoid has once again taken hold. And so it goes on in the mind back and forth until the person longs to escape the conflict. Yeah. And don't think, oh, when I vibrate higher, I won't have this battle in the mind. It continues. It continues. Your internal dialogue, which will probably go along lines, I don't want to get up. How many of us do this in the morning, especially after the alarm goes off? Your internal dialogue will probably go along lines similar to, I don't want to get up. I don't want to get breakfast. I don't want to make sandwiches. I don't want to go to work. I don't want to meet so and so today. I don't want to do the laundry. I don't want to do this, that, and the other. And so the litany of rejection of life continues with thoroughly disgruntled people all day. And remember, we're talking about bonding and rejection. So these are the things that we say, especially when we get up in the mornings. We're just rejecting. I don't want to do. I don't want to do. I don't want to do. Okay, so that's the rejection part of it. And so the litany of rejection of life continues with thoroughly disgruntled people all day long. However, instead of mentally complaining, the dialogue may be along the lines of, I don't feel like. I don't feel like. All these feelings come from the ego drives, which rejects such activities since they are perceived to be a bore, uncomfortable, or a burden. Yep, this is all our ego. This is our ego telling us, listen, I don't want to do that. I don't want to do that. And it's really, I don't feel like. And, and that's just the mind. The mind. The ego tell us it's easy and it takes more energy to reject than to do the thing. And you see, because we don't understand why we're here to participate in this experience. We really are here, no matter what it is. I know some of us can't stand going to our jobs. Some of us can't, don't feel like, especially now when everything is just topsy-turvy. We don't feel like doing anything. But instead of saying, I don't want, say, I don't feel like. Because all these feelings come from the ego drive, which rejects such activities since they are perceived to be a bore, uncomfortable, or a burden. Alternatively, you may wake up and say, or feel, it's Saturday, I must hurry and dress and get to the market. There are things I want to buy. I must get some of those strawberries before they are sold out. I must get down to the sales to find some bargains. I'm going to speak nicely to my husband to give me some money. I do hope I see Patrick when I go to the go to to his office. I want that new boss to like me, so I work extra hard and I look attractive for him. I hope my husband buys me the new car. I'm certain I'll find parking space if I remain positive. I hope I get a bonus. All these foregoing ideas come from the ego bonding impulses I want. And these are the ideas, what the Christ letters is trying to show us. These are the things, as my topic tonight is magnetic bonding and rejection impulses. These are the things that we go through on a daily basis. from what we don't want, for what we hope to happen. These are the ideas that fills our thoughts and mind the entire day. You may also string together several bonding and rejection feelings. So we went over the rejection feelings. I don't feel like, I don't want, I don't, and to the bonding, to the bonding feelings, I want. So let's look at some of the bonding and rejection feelings. And remember, it's magnetic bonding and rejection. I think the magnetic aspects, that's what give us our physicality. Everything is mind. The universe is mind, remember. So these are the things that goes on in our mind. Alternatively, you may wake up and say, no. So you may also string together several bonding and rejection feelings. Bonding and rejection feelings. I hope my children go to sleep early so that I can relax. I hate it when they call for water and want me to read to them when I'm so tired. But I ought to be a good mother and spend a little time with them. How many of us do this? This is the bonding, this is the rejection. You know, we can't make up our mind. And the scripture in the Bible is coming to me about this. You can't be hot and cold, you know. You have to be either hot and cold. So these are the thoughts like, oh, I can't wait for my kids to go to go to bed, but I have to be a good mother. I should read to them. You know, it's that tug of war that plays on in our mind. I hope that I can, I hope that I can. I ought to be a good mother. Spend time are all connected to the I hope that I can, I ought, good mother, spend time are all connected by the magnetic attraction bonding. These are the things you want for yourself. These thoughts also arise from fears. Fears of being asked to do more than you feel you can do at this moment. Fears of failure as a mother. Fear is a direct impulse experience from the ego, which demands that you measure up in order to be acceptable to yourself and other people, and yet is very much aware that you do not. Oh my gosh. Oh my gosh. This fear is on another level. The Master series. I think I read it before, I forgot which one. I think the Gospel of Christ or something like that. And he said, the only time you know you have overcome fear is you can go in the mall or a crowded place and take off your clothes and walk naked, or you can just and stand and stand and in a open place and say, I am God. Those are the times where we can really say we overcome fear, because you don't have you understand that, listen, nobody's opinion matter. Why we worry about what other people think about us? We spend so much time want to be good, want to be this, want to be that, and we have to start within. These magnetic bonding rejection impulses we have to overcome. And I see these in myself daily. So let me highlight this. So in the previous example this letter gave us is that when the mother said, I can't wait for my children to go to bed, but I don't want them to ask me. Let me be sure what she said. So she said, I hope my children go to sleep early so that I can relax. I hate it when they call for water and want me to read to them when I'm so tired. So this is she's not such a bad mother, but this is the rejection and bond. Now she's gonna go to the bonding part. But she said, but I ought to be a good mother and spend a little time with them. You see? But I ought to be a good mother and spend a little time with them. So that's the tug of war that goes on in our minds all day. It's like a guilt, but you know that you have to do certain things, but you don't really want to do it. And it's fear. That is fear. And you'll look at it and you'll be like, no, that's not fear. It is. Fears of failure as a mother. Fear is a direct, fear is a direct impulse experience from the ego, which demands that you measure up in order to be acceptable to yourself and other people, and yet is very much aware that you do not. You do not. With the development of civilization, the magnetic bonding rejection impulses have become so complicated and interwoven that they are difficult to differentiate and discern. Let me. So we're focusing on the magnetic bonding rejection impulses tonight, because those are the things that really keep us in our ego. These are the things um, that we do that we can't overcome, take control of our thoughts and our mind. So this is it. That's what it's called. So, with the development of civilization, the magnetic bonding rejection impulses have become so complicated and interwoven that they are difficult to differentiate and discern. I hate it. Call for water. I hated. Call for water. Want me to read. I'm so tired. Are all magnetic rejection, revulsion feeling. And since it requires more energy to reject and push away than to accept and bond with, the conflict within you will end up by making you feel even more dispirited and tired, even feeling guilty, but unable to find the strength to do what you would really deep down like to do. And that's why I think I saw something that there's a study about authenticity. Authenticity is one of the most important things. Authenticity, what you want to do. You vibrate higher when you do what you really want to do, not what people gonna think about you, not what so you look good in anyone's eyes, but what you truly want. And there's some people out there that just speak in their mind. And I know studies have also shown that those people live longer. Just say what you have to say. Don't hide it. No, it doesn't matter who you offend. The truth really doesn't, you shouldn't be offended when someone really tell you the truth. You don't want somebody to hide and dress it up and then give it to you. That's why our society is what it is today. So be our authentic self. Say what you say, speak what you want to speak. Be your authentic self. You don't like it, you don't like it. Oh, I don't like it, doesn't look good, it doesn't look good. You know? Don't if we're gonna love other people, we gotta tell them what's in not your truth. It's not your job to tell me my truth. You have to be set your truth. Do the work on yourself. What's coming from you, not what you think you see in me. So many times we worry about other people. It's always somebody else's fault. It's what you know, what's going on inside of you. Because we all understand our environment is a projection of what's going on within us. Our marriage's not working. What's going on within me? Why my marriage's not working? What's going on in my thoughts and my emotions? Why my children misbehaving? Why my health is going down the hill? What's going on? Why when I go to job, no one likes me? What's the energy I'm giving off? Be your authentic self. And that comes with understanding who you are. This is the time we're in. We have to do work on self and stop worrying about other people. With the development of, okay, yeah. Yeah, and this is another thing. It requires more energy to reject and push away people than to accept and bond with. So the conflict within you will end up by making you feel even more dispirited and tired, even feeling guilty, but unable to find the strength to do what you would really deep down like to do. Spend more time with, oh, there's something I wanted. Okay. Uh, okay. But deep down, like this, spend more time with your children. Read to them and mother them. This would give you this would give you a sense of satisfaction and well-being because at an even deeper level, you would be experiencing and expressing love, whereas all the wants and don't wants are a coating hiding the feelings of love. When you are in tune with your deepest recesses of being and are experiencing and expressing love, you are truly at peace and happy. So just remember um, that at the core of us, it's all love. At the core of us, that's our Sabbath, that's our rest, that place. you know, and that's what really matters. The way you feel, no, not the way someone feels about you, not what others think about you. It's just the way you feel, you know. At the same time, notice that in the interior monologue, which goes on all the time in caring mothers, the little interjection of, I ought to spend a little time with them, is an insight drawn directly from divine life consciousness. But you will probably believe it is your conscience telling you that you ought to do what you ought to do. And this is the thing. When you tell people that you're a divine being, it's you pray to your higher self. That your higher self is answering your prayers. Your higher self is sending you messages all day. Oh, I'm not God. Um, I'm not God. I don't breathe. I don't give breath or whatever. But if you're child of God, you gonna say you're not God? We don't understand who we are. So this is a core, especially the New Testament, uh, is set up on the understanding that the kingdom of God is within. That I am the way, I am the truth, I am the life, that Christ consciousness is within us. And it daily leading us and guiding us. Oh, what needless pain we bear. That power within us, even in our difficult time, is giving us the answer. But our mind is so boggled down with looking for something outside of us to help us, looking for something outside of us to come down and save us and the sky open up. And we're getting the messages every day, every minute. That God aspect of yourself, that divine aspect of yourself is giving you the answer. And some people, oh, it's probably the devil. Oh, it's the devil. What devil? You are a divine being. You are created from the source that created this universe. You are made up of the same power as the sun, the moon, the stars, the trees, the water. We're all one. Too long. This is the time for people to wake up and understand this. To wake up and understand this. So listen to this conversation this lady's having in her mind. She come home, she can't wait for her children to go to sleep. That's the ego. She said, I hate when they ask for water. And not, she didn't hate it, but when her children ask for water, and then when she brings the water and they're gonna ask her to read, the reason she don't want to do it is because she is tired. She is tired. Not that she's not a good mom, but here her divine self come and tell her, well, I ought to do it. It will help me to be a good mom. It's a good mom aspect, a good thing to read to my kids. I ought to do the best for my children. That's the God aspect of herself. That in spite of the ego, in spite of the tiredness, that's the aspect of her saying, you know, you ought to do it. It helps you give love to your children. So that's the tug of war we in daily with the flesh and with our divine self. Our goal is to recognize when our divine self is talking to us. You want to call it God, you want to call it Jesus, you want to call it Buddha, Jehovah. It doesn't matter what you call it because the source of all being, there's no name that um can understand what it is. There's no name. There's no name that can describe what this God can't even describe it, what the source of all things, what the creator of all things is. There's no one name. So the names are just misnomer that we get caught upon. It doesn't matter. It's the source. It's what it does. So the goal is for us is to understand when the divine aspect of us is talking. And the only question is, what are all these things are going through my mind? What in my mind signifies love? What all in these thoughts is love? That's the only way you're gonna know. Um, Differentiate between your ego, your flesh, and this materialistic world and your divine self. And the more, oh my gosh, the more you be obedient, the Bible says obedience is better than sacrifice. The more you be obedient to this aspect of yourself. You you didn't listen to the materialistic world. You didn't listen to your ego, your flesh. You listened to love. That's when you raise your consciousness. That's when you raise your vibrational frequency. Mm. So all these things that go through your mind and your thought, and you think it's the devil, this, and just listen to that other voice. Whatever goes on in your thought, that signifies love. That's your higher self. Go with that thought. Go with that thought. This, I love this. I love what this just said. This just confirm what we've been talking about, that we are divine beings. We don't have to wait for anyone to come and help us, because within us we have the power within. We have the power within to help ourselves. And no one is coming to help us. I don't care who's waiting for somebody to come and help us. I don't ascribe to that. If you do, it's you. But listen, we have the power within to help ourselves. This is as good as it gets. That God you're looking for by Christ's teachings. Seek ye first the kingdom of God and its righteousness, and all these things will be added. Okay. Perhaps you're beginning to see that your mind and emotions are like a war arena. You're telling me. I was thinking this weekend. What is going on with our mind? Your mind and your emotions are like a war arena with conflicting ideas following each other so rapidly that you are completely unaware of what you're doing to yourself. Your mind is a seesaw. Your beliefs, opinion, reactions change according to any changes you find in relationships and environment. A seesaw of likes and dislikes, resentment and friendship, po- possessiveness and rejection. Possessiveness and rejection. All of this hubbub arises out of superficial understanding of all that is really taking place in in your environment at a subterranean level. Let me highlight this. All of this is a hubbub arises out of superficial understanding of all that is really taking place in your environment at a subterranean level. Let me yeah. And this is what I see the Bible, the literal understanding of the Bible. This is how I would describe it. It's a superficial understanding of what the Bible is trying to say. It's a superficial understanding. The depth and understanding of what the Bible is trying to say is something else. It's deeper, it's deeper, it's deeper. You are like boats sailing the seas. You can see the sky, but you have no inkling of all the growth, movement, and activity taking place under your keel. Yeah, we can see the sky, but we don't know what's going under the ocean. Mm? So we're just reacting, and that's what we talked about earlier, that the life is just a perception. It's just a limited, we're just acting and behaving based on a limited perception. As the example about the boat, we're just reacting to what's going on up in the skies. We don't know what's going on under the ocean. We don't. And in order for you to understand what's going on under the ocean, you have to go within. You have to go within yourself, work on yourself. And then your higher self, the universe, will guide you into all truth. Some of us believe in the Bible so much we don't understand what it's saying. It will guide us into all truth, not Jesus coming to the sky, not sitting down in church, and nothing's wrong with it, sitting down in church. But that's not gonna give you the deepest understanding of yourself. If you understand yourself, you understand everything. But you have to understand that we're not different from any other creation. Everything is beautifully and wonderfully made. The animals, the trees, the water, the sun, the moon, the stars. I don't know about the moon. There's something about the moon. All right. Well, yeah, the lesser light. I'm not sure if that in Genesis was really talking about the moon. There's something about the moon. Yeah. So we're just having all these reactions, hating other people by just superficial things, just the superficial things. Yeah, you're like boats sailing the seas. You can see the skies, but you have no inkling at the growth movement and life activity taking place under your keel. This means that you may think you are relating to someone in a real way, but underneath the surface and behind their pleasant exterior, your friend may feel lonely in your presence and aching to be understood and spoken to on a level more sensitive and empathetic, more suited to their needs as well as yours. Yeah. Don't take anything at face value. Don't just take every people at face value. People show you one thing because that's the society we live in. They just show you the exterior, but within, they're crying out for help. They're crying out for help. See everyone as the God they are. Deal with everyone as the God they are. Not those who have more money, that not those who have less money. At the end, we are divine beings. Take, for instance, the following example. On the surface of it, on the face of it, it appears to be completely armless. Oh, take for instance the following example. On the face of it, it appears to be completely harmless, both to yourself and other people. But an analysis will show you it is anything but innocuous. I hope that I hope that bad-tempered woman is away from work today. First, to be able to make such a statement, First, to be able to make such a statement in your hidden consciousness, you have reviewed her behavior and condemned her for the problems she causes by her bad temper. You have hung a label around her neck, bad-tempered woman. You have created a consciousness energy force with her name on it. It won't do her any good. You want magnetically, not spiritually, that you want magnetically, that's physical, not spiritually, that she would be absent from work to make life more pleasant for you. And just a reminder, when we mention magnetic, we're talking about the physical aspect of us, the visible aspect of us. The visible aspect of us is magnetic. So you want magnetically, not spiritually, that she should be absent from work to make life more pleasant for you. In the above statement, you reveal you are in the grip of ego completely, since you did not pause to wonder whether she was subject to any problem of character, personality, any hidden sickness, misery, financial problem causing her to be short-tempered. And this, how many of us does this? You know, is the statement was made. I hope that bad-tempered woman is away from work today. I hope so. Look what we do with that one statement. Look what we can do with that one statement. Hmm? What's causing our bad-temperedness? We were talking about this today. A lot of times you see people so troubled. There's a deeper thing going on inside. Deeper thing going on inside. She might be bad-tempered because growing up, that's the only way she's known how to control our emotions. And what if she's at work today and she's out sick? You know, we have to remember when we talk about people with this kind of energy, it's just coming back to us. It's just coming back to us. This is trying to tell us that we have to be more aware of other people's emotions. But you saying, "Oh, I wish that bad-tempered woman is not at work today." It might look like nothing. This is what this is saying, but we're just in our ego and we're not thinking in love, as it's saying in spirituality. In spirituality, we're always supposed to think in love for everyone, for everyone. No one is bad, no one is good. We're just vibrating at a lower frequency. The same person is bad can also be great, can also be good. We have to remember that. This hope she will be absent is in the nature of a curse on her. If you thinking was sufficiently passionate and powerful, she will probably pick up the negative consciousness energy force and suddenly feel too unwell to go to work. The same principle is involved in the development of emotional tension into nervous breakdowns. Oh, wow. We have to be careful. We're all energy beings. We are all energy. We are all energy. Let's be mindful of our thoughts and our emotions. At the onset of emotional tension, the mind and emotions begin to race with magnetic emotional. Let me act like this. This is what this topic is about today. Magnetic emotional rejection, repulsion, revulsion feelings. And remember, magnetic represents the physical, you call it, or the visible aspect of us. So the magnetic, emotional rejection is when it's all it's saying. Magnetic emotional rejection, you're rejecting ideas, you're rejecting to do anything, you're rejecting other people. Repulsion, and same thing, revulsion feelings. It's just pushing away, pushing away. That's the tug of war in our mind on a daily basis. On a daily basis. So, at the onset of emotional tension, the mind and emotion begins to race with magnetic emotional rejection, impulsion, repulsion, revulsion feelings. Revulsion in the repulsion, everything with this reject, repulsion, revulsion, that's everything, feelings. A person engages in a continual thought, such as, I can't cope, which is a rejection and an outright denial of any existing energy that the person does have to deal with this crisis. Wow. Let's read this again. At the onset of emotional tension, the mind and emotions begin to race with any tension, the mind and emotion begin to race with magnetic, emotional rejection, repulsion, revulsion feelings. A person engages in continual thoughts such as, I can't cope, which is a rejection and outright denial of any existing energy that the person does have to deal with the crisis. I can't bear it also denies personal strength. So these are the rejection um, impulses. These are the rejection impulses when we say, I can't do it, I can't bear it. I can't bear it also denies personal strength. I hate this happening to me. I hate the person doing this to me. I hate having to change my lifestyle. I hate, I deny, I refuse, I object, I oppose, I don't deserve. A particular virulent consciousness form, thoughts, I'll get my own back, is a mixture of magnetic bonding rejection. In reality, the consciousness of such a sentence is, I hate, I hate him and what he has done so much that I will teach him a lesson. I will do to him exactly what he has done to me. I'll make him pay. This is pure revenge. Revenge is a boomerang which magnetically returns. Yeah. You reap what you sow. You reap what you sow. This is pure revenge. Revenge is a boomerang which magnetically returns, bestowing suffering of some kind on the thinker. And we think it's the devil, on the thinker. If he is on the path to Christ consciousness, it will also teach the sender a much needed lesson. Oh, wow. All these foregoing thoughts and feeling, including the killer, mm, including the killer, resentment, bring on nervous, even physical breakdowns. Wow. You see how powerful our mind is and our thoughts? There may be some people reading these letters who will remember my confrontation with the fig tree near in Bethany. And this is Christ remembering, we read that story in the Bible when Christ went to the fig tree and there was no figs on it to eat, and he dried it up and he did in his wrath, in his ego. That's to show you that Christ was also all man, magnetic bonding and repulsion impulses. Jesus was in that. He was, well, this Bible didn't call him Jesus, so this letter doesn't call him Jesus. So I don't know where that name came from. Well, the so-called Jesus. Okay, so there may be some people reading these letters who will remember my confrontation with the fig tree near Bethany. I was hungry and foolishly looked for figs where they were out of season. When I found none, I said to the tree, may no one ever eat of your fruit again. And the tree withered to its roots and was dead by the following day. Much to the astonishment of Peter, this was a time when I, as Jesus, was thoroughly irresponsible in the use of my mind power and caused damage for which I was contrite. I explained the true reason for this incident fully in letter 3. So I do remember reading this in letter 3. However, when speaking to my disciples, I also use it as an example and warning of the power exercised by mind over living things. Yes. So, even if you have great power, there are laws of the universe that must come first. Even though Christ had that powerful mind to dry up the fig tree, you can't just go ahead and just do that. And we're going into a time where we're going into the new earth, and maybe um, some people getting these new powers, you may call it, are just our DNA. Um, going back to what it was, and we'll probably be using more of our mind to control energy. You have to be careful. You have to, there's a law of the universe that we all have to adhere to, even those who are in control. Even those who are in control. That's why everything they have done to us, I know it may hard, they tell us in some ways. They tell us in some ways. That's why for 400 years they haven't gotten any repercussion because they told us whether they might do it in TV and we'd be like, oh, it's just a movie, but it was the truth. It doesn't matter how they tell us they did. They might tell us, oh, there's a trust somewhere. Tell somebody to tell us. But oh, listen, that sounds too good to be true now. That can't be true. They tell us. They have to reveal it's the law of the universe. And I just think every dimension has to everyone in every dimension has to adhere to these laws of the universe. And I think I was just thinking this today too, that in the church they only tell us about the Ten Commandments. And a lot of us, the reason why we don't see things manifest in our lives is because we're not using the laws of the universe. The laws of the universe. You think those let's use Elon Musk. They don't understand the laws of the universe. That's what they use to be successful. That's what they used to be successful. So this is why everyone is saying raising your consciousness, your vibrational frequencies, so you can understand, study the laws of the universe. You can't want someone else's thing. You can't hurt anyone. That's the biggest thing. You want what your sister have, what your mother had. You have to want what you want, and you have to be authentic about it. And you can't be you like money. Oh, we want something, but we're working to have the money to have it. Well, if it's physical, yeah. And even then, you don't have to do that. We want the thing first. We experience it. Money is not natural. Money is just paper printed. You are the natural one. You control money. You know, we control money. So, yeah, so I was thinking today, these are the things these are the things, um, why we struggle. We struggle. We don't follow we follow Moses' law. We don't follow the laws of the universe. Right. Yeah. So Jesus is telling us, I explained the true reasons in letter 3. However, when speaking to my disciples, I also used it as an example and warning of the power exercised by mind over living things. Let it be said also that on that day I whipped and drove the money leaders out of the temple and harshly denigrated the scribes and Pharisees to their faces. All these activities were magnetic. He was in his ego. He was in his ego. All these activities were magnetic, emotional, bonding, rejection, impulses. Deliberately, I set the seal on my soon to be death by crucifixion. Mm? So we glorify this in the Bible. We glorify this when we read the Bible, how Christ um, um, went in the church and he turned over the table. People were selling in the church. He turned over the tables and everything. We glorify this, and not knowing that this was done in his ego, basically. It wasn't done spiritually, and he paid for it. And so do we when we allow our ego to get best of us. And they tell us, oh, it's the devil. It's the devil. The devil made me do this. No, it's your ego. You're in too much in this materialistic world. We are That's what it is. And I was thinking today, I'm like, when you raise your vibrational frequency, that's Christ was the epitome of being in high vibrational consciousness. And he too find himself in his ego. So that doesn't mean you're exempt from coming back in your ego when you're trying to raise your vibrational frequency. So the goal is for us to stay in love, stay in equilibrium. Don't allow our ego to get the best of us. Don't allow that. What you and how you allow that with your thoughts and your emotions. Your thoughts and your emotions. Watch your mind. We talked about earlier that love aspect of you, that inner God, that energy in you is always there correcting you with love, even when you're in the most rejection, repulsion, revulsion. That is your highest point of ego. There's a voice there like, calm down, John, calm down, Jack. It's gonna be okay. It doesn't matter. It doesn't matter. Make sure we're listening to that love voice, that love thought. Make sure we're listening to that love thought. Okay? Yeah, it's so. Yeah. So let me highlight, and the church preach this as if it was something good. This is how we have to discern. Was it done in spirituality or was it done in our ego? Was it done in flesh? Was it done in anger? This is how we have to examine our lives daily. You know? When people first come on to the spiritual path and seek a higher power, many are taught by self-help teachers to engage in magnetic, emotional bonding thoughts to a greater degree. Although such teachers have no idea that their instructions are serving to strengthen the power of the ego. Yeah. I don't know, I'm telling you, this just come to me today because I'm living it. I thought when you're growing, raising your consciousness, vibrational frequency, you don't go through this ego, repulsion, revulsion, magnetic ego, repulsion, revulsion anymore. Your ego is forever. No, it happens. It pops up sometime. Okay. Yeah. So let me read this again. When people first come to spiritual path and seek a higher power, many are taught by self-help teachers to engage in magnetic emotional bonding thoughts to a greater degree. That means bonding thoughts accept everything. Remember, let me highlight this because they're onto something. It's not that they're totally wrong because your bonding thoughts, your magnetic bonding thoughts, it's less energy. It's more energy when we accept than reject. It's so, but what they're saying is, oh, be all good. It's all love. It's all kumbaya. It's all that. So Christ is saying that's not necessarily how it is. Um, when you do that, it's like you're strengthening the ego. You're strengthening the ego because, as we talked about earlier, we have to be our authentic self. We have to be our authentic self, who we truly are. And if you're telling me kumbaya, love everybody, in spite of what everybody be, there's a scripture in the Bible, blessed are the meek, for those shall inherit the earth. All that is strengthening the ego because I'm suppressing things that are going on inside of me. Um, and thinking, oh, if I just love everybody, if I just be meek, if I just accept everybody, um, then I'm raising my consciousness, I'm raising my frequency, my vibrational energy, you know? So, so that's what magnetic emotion, the magnetic emotional bonding thoughts is just accepting, be loving, and all that. Although such teachers have no idea that their instructions are serving to strengthen the power of the ego, the spiritual aspirant is taught if you meditate, God or the power of my subconscious will help me get all my needs. I'm going to visualize the house that I want and I know I'll get it. I'm going to buy the clothes I need and and have faith that I'll somehow find all that. They concentrate on having faith and on getting what they need or want. Oh my gosh. Yeah, this I'm telling you, I love these letters. These letters is exactly who we are. It's exactly what we were taught, especially in religion. In religion, this is what they teach us. And you do have some and we're not going to blame anyone. We're not going to blame anyone because we do have a responsibility um to discern things for ourselves, to learn the Bible for ourselves, to pray for ourselves, to have a relationship with God ourselves. So we can't blame anyone. You have to, they call it autodidactic. Self-learn, self-teach yourself. You have the God power within you. Draw on it. Draw on that God power. Draw on it to teach you and guide you. I was scared. Let me read this again. The spiritual aspirant is taught. So if you meditate, God or the power of my subconscious will help me get all my needs. I'm going to visualize the house I want, and I know I'll get it. I'm going to buy the clothes I need and have faith. And have faith. How many times that we don't have faith that it's gonna come. It's like we're helping our faith. We're helping our faith. We're having faith after the fact. We should have had faith that we're gonna get the clothes, not go and buy, put ourselves in debt, and then, oh, God gonna help me to make the installments. They concentrate of having faith, on having faith and on getting what they need or want. Yeah. We do that. At the beginning of their change in consciousness and the exercise of their faith, they do indeed feel great benefits. The desired objects do come into their lives. They find doors opening. They achieve success. The phenomena reveals that the material planes of their consciousness are becoming more spiritualized, and as a result, there are improvements in them. Life is less hard, but your lives are meant to express every level of consciousness, mind, emotions, and body. Mind, emotions, and body. When you have mastered the physical realms of consciousness, your next adventure is into the spirituality, is in the realm of your emotions. Therefore, suddenly, in the midst of your plenty, the winds blow, and the rains fall down. Your previously stable emotional consciousness, creating manifold miseries of every kind. These can be in the nature of loss of family, health, or possession, sudden setbacks of numerous kinds in numerous areas of your lives. It is at these times that so many lose their previous faith. So many lose their previous faith. Positive thinking doesn't work. They affirm no positive thinking on its own. Positive thinking doesn't work. They affirm. No positive thinking on its own does not work. Neither does the power of your subconscious, since it is only a facet of your entire spiritual human being. When your emotions are in upheaval, you are being called to examine your entire consciousness, your beliefs, your feelings towards yourself and others, your faith in a spiritual dimension. Even the meaning of death and your life afterwards is in a higher dimension. This is an extremely painful time in the lives of people. All are subject to this time of upheaval in one form or another. This is it. So there's different levels of understanding and raising your consciousness, because I was thinking this today that okay, you what Christ, this Bible is saying, this the letters are saying, yeah, you're manifesting the things that you want in the physical realm. You're manifesting a car and you get the car. You're manifesting um the house and you get in a house. You're seeing the house there, you know, you're um what's the word I want? Um it's like you got the physical level down pat. You understand what you need to get in the physical world. So there's two other levels that you have to work on. Yeah, the spirit, the mind, body, and spirit. The mind and the body. So now I understand that when just seeing things manifest in this physical realm is just one aspect. Now we have to control the mind. And then we have to understand the mind, and we have to understand the spirit, and certain things that happen in this physical level also certain things that is on different levels. So that's why things have a thing of the house come tumbling down, because you only took care of one aspect of the house. Your belief system is on another level, is saying. Your death and understanding death is another level. So we're never comfortable. We're not, it's higher heights and deeper depths. So Don't be satisfied with, because if we don't understand the mental level, if we don't understand the spiritual level, when the house come tumbling down, we're gonna go back to where we possible, go back to where we were before. Because then our faith gonna be so shaken that oh my God, I manifest this, I manifest the house, I manifest the car, and all that. And look what happened to me. Maybe it's the devil, maybe this, maybe that, you know? So, we're never, you during this earthly experience, we're always learning, we're always growing, we're always going deeper and deeper. That's why I don't like the arguments I see. Oh, that's not true. That there's a level of truth in everything. My truth is not necessarily a truth because everyone's on a different level. And our higher selves are showing us and teaching us and guiding us. And some people just start in the process, not gonna understand the mental level as those um in the physical level. Some people are just coming in to understand the physical level. And some people pass the mental level in the spiritual level, way up there, going up and up, up and up. So the we have to say, where are you in this ascension? Where are you in this ascension? What level are you on? Are you manifesting now? Are you able to control things on the physical plane? Are you in the mental plane where you know everything is mind and you're learning to control your mind? Or are you up there in the spiritual level? Where are you? So we're all at different levels. All right, and each level is important. We can't just stop at the mental plane, the physical plane. We have to keep rising. Not because you're manifesting and you're getting whatever you want now. Okay, I'm good. God loves me. Yeah, but other things that happens in this world is on different plane that manifests in the physical plane, the mental plane, the spiritual plane is that you have to keep rising, you have to keep going higher and higher. So this paragraph is saying. Says when your emotions are in upheaval, you are being called to examine your entire consciousness, your beliefs, your feelings towards yourself and others, your faith in a spiritual dimension, even the meaning of death and your life afterwards in a higher dimension. This is an extremely painful time in the lives of people. All are subject to this time of upheaval in some form or another. And we are always going to go through something. We're always going to go through something. And when someone dies, what does that mean? What does that mean? I know the Bible says um, we should rejoice when someone dies, you know, but if you're not at that level where you understand that no one really dies, I know some people have a soul and some people doesn't, but even if you're on this earth and you don't have a soul, you're here to get one. You're here to evolve and get a soul. And so death is not final. It's just the death of this visible aspect of us. The soul continues. What happens when the soul leave? Where it goes? Um, that's another thing we have to find out. But we have to know that most of us, our ancestors, they're not really dead. That's why I see the way we bury. Ancient people don't bury those or people like that. People in graves and all that. They just wrap them up and send them back to the earth. Because it's just this aspect of us. It's just a visible aspect of us. Yes, the missing of our loved ones and all that is pain. It really hurts, but we have to remember they lives on. Energy does not die, it just transformed. It just transformed. And probably based on what we have done in this world, it determines what dimension we go on, or if we're coming back to Earth. Are we coming back as an animal? Are we coming back? It's up to us and our higher selves, you know. It's up to us and our higher self what happens next. I know. I know. Growing up, I used to be scared of the death and all that, but we have to understand all these things. There's nothing to be feared. Nothing to be feared. Okay. So it can be a time of tremendous inner growth and a movement into happiness, or an ongoing time of bitterness and resentment. This is a time to wake up fully and realize that the outcome of the experience are entirely up to you. The outcome of this earthly experience is entirely up to us. Not fate or destiny, but you, either working on your own or devotedly and consistently with divine consciousness, arriving eventually at the height of felicity. It is our destiny. It's entirely up to us. The first step is to get out of this materialistic world and do the work on yourself. You are a divine being. Don't be so embedded in what goes on in this materialistic world. This materialistic world is just like a video game that we play. We choose the character, we choose what we're going to do, we choose what we're going to go through. I know we don't remember, we do not. And we have, it's like, it's like Survivor. We're trying to win that money, and we have so many obstacles in our way. And the goal is to overcome and find our true selves within us. And listen, what we, and many ministers, I have to say, I give them this, they've been preaching this forever. You have your guides, you call them guardian angels, but most of all, I'm telling you, people, if you find this message, you have the universe, the everything, everything you want is yes. Yes, I believe that. And you have your higher self. This is just a projection. You choose this avatar, your higher self, your pristine self, your godless self. Nothing we do here does not affect it unless it can does not affect who we are. So when we're hysterical, when we're struggling, there's an aspect of ourselves. I think that's the rest, I call it. That's the place of rest where our higher selves are. It's just looking at us, uh, doing everything. And if we just stop and think and listen, that voice is always going to be, we say God is love. That voice is always going to be a voice of love. A voice of love in our mind. That's how that's how everything communicates with us. Our mind, our mind. That's who we are. Communicate with our higher selves. Higher selves, higher selves, higher selves. Communicate with the universe, everyone. We, the entire all this experience, if you're thinking your experience is going bad, it's gonna go bad. Experience on Earth. If you think it's going good, it's gonna go in good. If you based on what we watched on TV, based on religion, based on the education system, we based our lives on those perceptions, it's probably gonna bring us down a road where we're so fearful and all that. We have to spend time to study the laws of the universe, understand who we are. understand who we are. It is a time, it is at this time also that a person is challenged to use the mind constructively, reach into the highest insights and ideals with which to master the emotions. The difference between reactive thought arising out of impulsive ego responses to uncomfortable situations and creative, intelligent, thoughtful thought will become clear. When this takes place and the insight is put into daily practice, self mastery is close at hand. Yeah, we have this is the Christ letters. It teaches us when if you read all six letters, it helps you understand who you are. There are many, many books out there that helps us. I just download one I didn't even get to about the different masters that came through this earth to help us raise our vibration. Jesus didn't tell us to worship him. He's just tell us that the kingdom of God is within us, that we have the same power as he did. So so he's challenging us to use our mind constructively, reach into the highest insights and ideals with which to master the emotions. That what we have to do. The difference between reactive thought, the thought that you react to, that's the repulsion, that's the revulsion. That's when the ego is in control and you're pushing away everything. It takes more energy to push away than to bond than to bond. So this is what our topic is: bonding and repulsion, magnetic bonding and repulsion. And magnetic is all has to do with our ego emotions, our ego. Only the teachers who can lead you through all the levels of self realization, remorse, awakening, change in mental, emotional patterns, moving ever upward into higher spiritual frequencies of vibrations until reaching the true God realization are the teachers of truth who can truly lead you into the kingdom of heaven. And I'm going to leave here tonight. I think I've been here almost an hour and a half. And we're going to go into the levels of development on Saturday, the levels of development um, to get to the kingdom of God. And yeah, so if you find this and you want to know, there's so many teachers out here. So Christ Letter is saying if you find a teacher, they have to help. Oh, they're the true teachers. They have to be able to guide you on all levels of all levels of spirituality, all the different levels. Right here, we're mind, body, and spirit. Not just the body, the mind, and the spirit. All these three levels, that teacher have to be able to guide you through it. Mm-hmm. All right. And next week, we're going to go through the different levels. The first level. All right. This is the Christ Letters. If you like this, please, you can find it on YouTube and you can find a PDF version on there's a PDF version on Google, and it just helps you if you're out there and you want to raise your consciousness, vibrational frequency, you want to understand yourself, you want to understand who you are, not the mother, not the father, not born on December 6th, 1970. No, who you are, the divine being you are, the inner G you are. So, All right, so that's it for me today. Um, Thanks for those who joined. Thanks for everyone who stopped by on, let me see. Yeah, no messages. Okay. Yeah, thanks for everyone who joined. Thanks for everyone who joined me today. All right, Father, Mother God, I thank you. I thank you for blessings. I thank you for watching over us. I thank you for everything that was, what was read today. That I'll just put it in my mind and my emotions, and continue to meditate on these words. And for those who will be watching at a later time, I pray that they too may feel what Christ ministry really meant, how much he loved us, how much he wants us to understand who we really are. That's the only way of escaping this materialistic world. It's knowledge of self. And thanks for those who stopped by and watched even for a second. I pray, Father, that will leave an imprint in their consciousness, and they may continue to rise and ascend. I thank you, Father, Mother God. I thank you, universe. And I pray blessings in our homes, families, neighborhoods, and world at large to the people as this rising, as this ascension continues. We thank you. All right. So thank you, everybody. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you.